construction going on the roof right now, so there might be some noise. Please rise and remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance and for our prayer. I pledge allegiance to the flag Please be seated. Actually, please stand back up. Gracious God, we ask your blessing upon these young women and men whom we honor today for their achievements. We celebrate their capacity for creativity, for critical thinking, for focused effort. Thank you for the confidence to discover and explore new possibilities and for giving them the knowledge to discern and act upon what is right and good and just. Amen. Please be seated. Being inducted into the National Honor Society is a high honor for a student to achieve in his or her high school career. Inductees exhibit exemplary performance in the areas of scholarship, leadership, service, and character. Students must have enthusiasm in their schoolwork, dedication to their community, courtesy toward others, and a minimum weighted grade point average of 3.25 on a 4.0 scale. Students must have a minimum of 30 hours of community service. Students who are admitted into the National Honor Society are required to perform 10 hours of peer tutoring prior to graduation. I will now read the names of those teachers and students who are or have been members of the National Honor Society. Faculty National Honor Society members: Ms. Alderson, Mr. DeGregory, Ms. Germanson, Ms. Enriquez, Ms. Kaiser, Ms. Lincoln, Ms. Moore, Ms. Nostrand, Ms. Smith, Ms. Stripling, and Ms. Whetstone. Current National Honor Society members, please stand and remain standing when your name is called. Alex Barnett, Jack Connors, Richard Dolson, Angel Wong, Dee Dee Knight, Luke Liberato, Alfredo Lugo, Jared Mantell, Brendan Perry, Emma Sandlin, James Spencer, Ida Taha, Nia Tomalin, Iris Zhang. Please be seated. The lighted center candle is a symbol of knowledge. The other 4 candles represent the core values of the society: scholarship, leadership, service, and character. Luke Liberato will now speak on scholarship.
In the words of Georgia Brousseau, Canterbury alumna, each and every person that ever has been or will be a student of any kind is, to at least some degree, a scholar. Thus, everyone in this room has exhibited scholarship. But what is scholarship precisely? At its simplest and most basic level, scholarship is the value of learning. It is what occurs when an individual or a community places a high level of importance on knowledge, understanding, and education in any form. However, the modern connotations of scholarship are restrictive. When people think of scholarship, they too often think it only applies to the highest echelons, to the ivory towers of esoteric academia. Modern scholarship is seen as something one needs to aspire to or earn, when perhaps, paradoxically, it originally meant nothing of the sort. The word scholarship itself comes from the Greek skol, meaning spare time, that in which leisure involves learned discussion. Scholarship should not be some distant goal or unachievable ideal. True scholarship is an individual's appreciation for knowledge, a pursuit of learning driven by themselves and their own interests in whatever form they may take. Thus, a National Honor Society scholar is not someone who completes their education absent-mindedly, merely doing their work by rote and finishing as soon as possible, but someone who takes their time to continually value the understanding and wisdom that can be obtained through true scholarship, regardless of recognition or monetary compensation. This understanding and wisdom provided by scholarship can ultimately lead to immense joy and fulfillment. Thus, true scholarship is not a matter of how much a person knows, but how much they enjoy, appreciate, and understand the process of learning what they do know. Nia Tomlin will now speak on leadership.
Leadership is a trait that is often regarded as one reigning high above the others, or the responsibility of the masses settled on the shoulders of a single soul. But its true meaning couldn't be more different. Leadership is the act of igniting possibility in the minds of others, the inspiration that comes with a clarion call, a rallying cry. A leader raises the expectations of their followers by creating an example and setting the pace on the path towards greatness. Leadership is about expectations, not those a leader holds for his or her followers, but the expectations they hold for themselves. And the way in which the leader meets these expectations is an illustration of their efficacy. It is often questioned whether a leader is born or made. An interesting question, I believe. I think the only thing that matters is the leadership moment, a moment in which a person can decide to act or react as a leader. This is any willing person's to own. As singer and songwriter Dolly Parton once said, "If your actions create a legacy that inspires others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, then you are an excellent leader." Leadership is within us all. It is just a matter of having enough faith in ourselves to inspire and guide those who do not yet share that confidence. James Spencer will now speak on service.
As I walk closer to the next major chapter of my life, I often find myself looking back on all I have experienced and accomplished thus far. And an aspect of my personal history I keep returning to is that of service. Service is a blessing. It is a gift stemming from the goodwill and kindness of others that is set apart for the ultimate goal of bettering the overall state of one's community. Throughout my time in lower, middle, and high school, its importance within my life and the lives of my peers has become increasingly evident. To give service to another is to assure them of your complete dedication, care, and faith in their aspirations and well-being. To live within a pleasant, well-functioning environment with others, it is key to have the confidence and trust in one another to serve their best interest. For me, learning to do so has been an honor and a privilege, and I know there is still more of it for me to unpack and utilize. To quote Mahatma Gandhi, "The best way to find yourself is to lose yourself in the service of others." And just as he said, service is a gift I hope I can continue to give long into my future. Jack Connors will now speak on character.
English novelist Charles Reade said, "Sow an act and you reap a habit. Sow a habit and you reap a character. Sow a character and you reap destiny." An individual's character governs their choices, acting as a guiding force for their interests and actions. The Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines character as moral excellence and firmness. Without character, one cannot meaningfully contribute to society, achieve scholarship, or lead others. The two most important building blocks of character are integrity and respect. They are the foundation for all that is moral and just in our society and are necessary for prosperity, innovation, and excellence. Alfredo Lugo and Ida Taha will now recognize and welcome our newest inductees to the National Honor Society.
When I call your name, please come forward to receive your certificate of membership and then return to your seat. John Quincy Adams. Lillian Hugh Barrett. Aiden Malone Beck. Maya Christina Bickford. Avery Claire Bond. Marie Sophie Donovan. Keandra Janae Everett. Lily Ann Kennedy. Alejandro Lugo. Daniel Michael Martin. Titan Donovan Moore. Taj Unique Lovett Moses. Chloe Renee Powers. Oliver Wade Shad. Dominic Franklin Smith. Taylor Noel Smith. Isabella Marie Whitby. Spencer Christian Williams. Ty Austin Wards. Drew McCool Young. Brendan Perry will now lead the National Honor Society Pledge.
New and current National Honor Society members, please stand. Raise your right hand and repeat after me the pledge of the National Honor Society. I pledge myself to uphold the high purpose of the National Honor Society, to which I have been selected, striving in every way by word and deed to make its ideals the ideals of my school. And of my life. I will be true to the principles for which it stands. I believe in scholarship as the means to achievement. I believe in leadership as the guide to progress. I believe in character as the foundation of life. You may be seated. Mr. Donnelly will now make concluding remarks.
Okay, story time. There's a book by John Steinbeck called Travels with Charlie about a trip that the author took across the U.S., across and around the U.S. in 1962. He wanted to reacquaint himself with the smells, faces, and voices of the America he'd been writing stories about for his entire career, and he knew he was getting to the end of his life. The Charlie of the title is a 10-year-old French poodle along for the ride, and for nearly a 10,000-mile journey, the pair drove in a GMC pickup truck that was fitted with a camper shell that Steinbeck had named Rocinante, after Don Quixote's horse. In this passage that I'm about to read, he's traveling through Oregon when something goes wrong with the truck, Rocinante. And it occurs to him that the truck is so great, he almost never thinks to talk about it in the book. So this is Steinbeck. Somewhere in Oregon on a rainy Sunday, the gallant Rocinante bespoke my attention. I have not spoken of my faithful vehicle, except in formal terms of passing praise. Is it not always so? We value virtue, but do not discuss it. The honest bookkeeper, the faithful wife, the earnest scholar get little of our attention compared to the embezzler, the tramp, the cheat. If Rocinante had been neglected in this account, it is because she performed perfectly. Neglect did not extend to the mechanical, however. Meticulously, I changed the oil and attended to the greasing. I hate to see a motor neglected or mistreated or worked beyond its capacity. Rocinante responded to my kindness as she must, with purring motor and perfect performance. In only one thing was I thoughtless, or perhaps overzealous. I carried too much of everything, too much food, too many books, tools enough to assemble a submarine. If I found sweet-tasting water, I filled her tank, and 30 gallons of water weigh 300 pounds. A spare container of butane gas, for safety's sake, weighs 75 pounds. Her springs were deeply depressed, but seemingly safe. And on hard-pitching roads, I slowed and eased her through. And because of her ready goodness, I treated her like the honest bookkeeper, the faithful wife. I ignored her. It fills me with pride to celebrate those among our students who embody the principles of scholarship, service, leadership, and character at such a high level. But I have to figure that you all feel a bit like Rocinante from time to time. As Steinbeck says, we value virtue, but we do not discuss it. You do the job, and we get so used to how well you do it, your motor purring, performing perfectly. We forget to occasionally tip our hats to your excellence. Not only that, but you've proven yourself time and time again so capable that we love to load you down to deeply depress your springs with more and more. More than you should be able to handle, but like that 3/4-ton truck, you somehow managed to carry it over the finish line without complaint, mostly. Take heart. We see you and all that you've achieved, and this morning's induction into the National Honor Society means that going forward, when members of NHS are asked to stand and be recognized, that'll include you. That's not something just anyone can say. This distinction will be on your resume, it can unlock doors, and it serves as a reminder and acknowledgement of that which probably isn't acknowledged often enough. You are rock solid, reliable, and you've got the capacity to push past the horizon for miles into the future. Inductees, congratulations on your achievement. It's an honor to be part of your journey. Thank you. That concludes our ceremony. Parents, thanks for joining us. And you all can, yes, I would love to.
Okay, well, thank you all. This has been a lovely ceremony. Congratulations to the inductees. Thank you to all the members of National Honor Society and Mr. Winus for a fantastic program. Let's give them another round of applause, please. Parents, you are welcome to stay for chapel, but what we're going to